The goal 50 years ago this week for a human to walk on another celestial body for the first time ever. Mission accomplished July 20th, 1969.
Kent is here now with a local connection to the landing on the moon, a connection that went undiscovered until just this past year. Kent?
Yeah, this is really something. I want to introduce you tonight to Conrad Lau. The Neptune Beach man confirmed just a few months ago that his father, who died 5 years before Apollo 11 landed on the moon, had played a critical role in the monumental achievement 50 years ago.
Roger, Eagle, undocked. Roger, how does it look? The Eagle has wings. Roger.
These are the famous sights and even the famous sounds of history 50 years ago.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It's quite the story.
Conrad Lau believes that about man landing on the moon, and he believes that about his father's role in making the moon landing happen.
I'm on a bit of a mission, I suppose, because Dad he should get credit, right?
What's it mean to you to know that your father, who's been gone 55 years, was involved in something that, I mean, really was historic, changed the world, changed our outlook
to this magnitude? It's quite overwhelming, honestly. You know, I mean, I've had people ask me, well, couldn't there be a mistake? And I said, well, I don't think so. It's pretty well documented.
Conrad is named after his father, who went by Connie. In Conrad's home growing up, these famous men. This photo is personalized to Conrad's father.
And the 7 astronauts used to come to our house.
Okay, say that part again. Who came to your house, what?
The first 7 astronauts, most specifically the one I remember is John Glenn, because I was like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old.
They knew Connie Lau because he worked his entire career for Chance Vought. Starting during World War II, Connie Lau helped the company develop fighter jets, including the Crusader. It was the first jet fighter in U.S. service to reach 1,000 miles per hour. Future astronaut John Glenn completed the first supersonic transcontinental flight in that plane. He did it in 3 hours, 23 minutes from California to New York in 1957.
So this is Lyman Joseph's.
Conrad never knew the details of his father's work on spacecraft, but then this document changed things. Historian and author Robert Godwin discovered it researching the moon landing. A Project Malheur, an acronym for Man Lunar Landing and Return, which Godwin just published as a book. Now, the proposal has Connie Lau's name on it, and it's from January 1960.
The key concepts were really the modular piece, which means you're breaking pieces apart and leaving them behind as you go. Otherwise, it would take 10 times the rocket booster power and probably 2 or 3 times the amount of money they actually spent. And then the other piece of it was the Lunar Orbit Rendezvous, or LOR as they called it.
They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
Conrad says obviously many people were involved in making spaceflight and the lunar landing happen. But he wants to share his pride in the just uncovered details. The father he lost to cancer when he was just 10 years old left a legacy we can see in the sky.
I mean, he was a naturalized citizen. He was ready to serve the country in World War II, and he apparently served our country well with the aircraft he designed. And now we come to find out not just the aircraft, but his contributions to getting us on the moon.
So the world seemed to get a lot smaller when man was walking on a different world 50 years ago, right? Well, here's one of our earthly small world stories. Conrad says, you know, his dad was a boy and saw a plane flying, so he climbed up a tree to watch the plane, and he was hooked, saying from then on, all he wanted to do was to work on aircraft. Lau found out that that plane was flown by Charles Lindbergh, the famous pilot of the Spirit of St. Louis. Lindbergh later worked with Connie Lau as a consultant at Chance Vought Aircraft. Small world indeed.